Something that is in your garden, most likely, and in season is what I'm cooking today. Hey, it's Linda with What's Linda Cooking. Today, we're making strawberry rhubarb pie. I just brought these in from the garden. Take a look. Okay, so I need about a pound of rhubarb. So we're going to put this on a digital scale, hit the tare button. There we go. So we're going to be slicing these in about a quarter slices. Now my husband loves rhubarb, and we've had this rhubarb plant forever, and it's growing on the side of my house. So every once in a while, I try to make it at least once a year, maybe twice a year, because the stalks are pretty big. And he has fond memories of rhubarb because he used to get a bowl of sugar and I'm hoping that, oh, this is ounces, so yeah, I can do that. And just eat the rhubarb like that with the sugar, because it is very, it's very bitter. So, but by adding the strawberries and by adding the sugar, it's gonna make an amazing pie. Rhubarb just comes out really, really good. I'm gonna get rid of that little stalk there. It just comes out really, really good. So we're going to finish cutting this, and then we will get the strawberries out. Okay, so we are a few ounces shy, but that's all it'll be okay. Now we're gonna do the strawberries. Okay, so I've got my strawberries, the top cut off my strawberries, and now I'm just gonna use my cup slicer. This is amazing, just to like slice up the strawberries, watch. But I also use it for kiwi. I also use it for hard-boiled eggs and mushrooms. Like mushrooms, I love it because I use this for mushrooms, and then I just like sprinkle it on my pizza. So easy. So you take the bottom up. Look at that. So quick. So easy. That. Now, if you want to get them all out, there you go, like that. There you go. They'll come out. And there we go. That is all done. That's about 30 ounces right there that we have. So I'm going to add my 1 cup of sugar, half a cup of flour to this, and we're gonna kind of make that. I definitely need a little bit more flour and sugar, and those of you who follow me know that I always have extra, almost always I should say. So we're just going to open this, fill my husband's little container here, because he likes it in this little container, and then add my ingredients. So we're gonna do, what did they say? A cup, I think I said, of sugar, because rhubarb is extremely bitter. So I'm gonna do about that. And then a half a cup of flour. I'm gonna let that go for a little bit. And while I make my I'll use this one. While I make my pie crust. I'm making it vegan, and the reason why I am is my daughter is going to be having a baby any day now, and my grandson is vegan. So if I get called up there with my husband, he's gonna want this pie too to go with us. So I'm just going to make it vegan so that I can send some to my grandson too. So let's put this aside, and then let's make pie crust. And pie crust, so easy, this recipe. Let's put this over here. It is 3 cups of flour, cup of oil, and then some water. So we're gonna do 1, 2, and I think I'm gonna need some more. Some of that went in, so maybe not as much as what I think. We might just try to go with that. See what happens. About a cup of oil. And maybe because I have a little less of the, flour, I'll do a little less oil. Let's get a little bit of salt, dash of salt. There you go. And then I said a cup of oil. I'm going to do 3/4 and see how that is. And if it doesn't come together okay, that's fine. I will add more. And then some cold water. And it's normally about half a cup, but I'm going to put a little bit less in there. Now let's use this, and we'll mix it up and see how this comes together. And you can mix it up with a fork if you want. I just had this handy, so. This looks about the way I want it to. So I am going to go with this. And I've also heard about vinegar and vodka being put in. And I have to tell you, I'm going to try it sometime. Not this time, but sometime I'm going to try it. Because the vodka or the vinegar, you don't get that flavor in it. So with that, I'm going to roll out my pie crust. Wax paper, and I got to clean up my area here. Oh, and I forgot to add my, put my thing on. So let's put it on 400 degrees. Got my pie plate. Okay, why do I use wax paper versus parchment paper? Parchment paper can go into the oven. Wax paper cannot. So when I'm rolling things out like this, that calls for wax or parchment, I'm going to go with wax because I'll save the parchment for when something goes into the oven, okay? So we're going to take off 2 lengths, and you don't have to wet this pie dough. That's another thing I love about this. It's just good right from here, but you have to roll it out between wax paper or parchment. So I'm gonna take about that much. And we'll see how this goes. It's very forgiving, so you can roll it out, and if it doesn't completely fit or overhang, you can break it and then piece it together. That's what I like about this one too. And I got this one from my mother. I think she got it from an old Crisco container. And we use whatever kind of oil we have. Canola oil, vegetable oil. You can use a light olive oil, I'm sure. I just don't love the taste of that. Or an avocado oil, if you'd rather have avocado. I have not used it with coconut, but I'm sure you can. You might have to have it rest a little bit. I'm not sure. So you do you, and I will do me. And we will get along really well. So we're gonna try to put this right in here. And I don't think it's gonna totally fit, but that's okay. We're going to piece it together. There you go. And sometimes it sticks just ever so slightly, and that's okay. And if it starts sticking, or if it's a little bit thin, I then go to like the other side and see how that is for me to take it off. Like this side is a little thicker, so it's a little easier to get off. But I have been making this pie crust for 40 some years, 50, because I made it when I was a little girl. So it has always, when people have said, oh, I can't make a pie crust, I'm like, oh, yes, you can. And I give them this recipe. It's literally normally 3 cups of flour, cup of oil, half a cup of milk, but I'm making this vegan because of my grandson. So I use the water instead of the milk. The milk is going to give it a richer flavor, but just in case we want my grandson to have some, I want to make it for him too. And as long as this goes up the sides, doesn't have to go over, but at least up the sides, we are good. Okay. think that's going to be good. I'm going to piece it right here, piece it right here, and that's good. And now I'm going to roll out the other one. While these are resting, I'm going to roll out, I'm going to use my side that I was using, and we're going to do the top. Now the top I want to look a little bit better, and so I'll try not to piece it as much. This pie isn't going to be like my apple pie that, you know, has a ton. It's going to be fairly flush to the top of the pie. Nobody needs to see me roll this out, so we're fast forwarding it right here. Enjoy. About what I want. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to take this and I've got some flour mixed in here, still needing to be mixed, and that's okay. And I might dust it with a little more sugar, because sometimes I want a little more sugar in it. And here we go. Let's see how this looks. Is it big enough? Yes, it is. And there it is. Okay, we've got a little piece right here. I might have to use it to just piece a little bit right there. And then this one right there. And I know I have some other, oh, here is gonna go right here. And then here is gonna go right here. And now I'm just going to put this up. Normally I'll make a turnover with the leftovers, but there's not that much enough to make a turnover. So I'm just going to kind of put this up just like this. And sometimes I'll do it under, sometimes do it over. Then I'll show you how I make the ridges. My mother always used a fork. I do not use a fork. I do the ridges. Okay, so let's start here. We just go like this, all around. Then we're gonna put it in a 400-degree oven for about, I don't know, about 40 minutes or so. I'm gonna look, and then we will take it out and we will see how this is. Of course, I have to make little vent holes so that it won't like puff, puff, puff up. Now we can put a cover on here so that it does not burn the sides. And if I was making a bunch of these ahead of time, I would make them not in stoneware. I love my stoneware, and this is what I normally will cook my pies in. But if I'm putting them in the freezer, I put them in our metal. We had some old metal ones. I'll put them in there and then throw them into the freezer and then just bake them. So I'll put them just like this in the freezer and then bake it. So this is gonna go into the oven, 400 degrees. And here it is, strawberry rhubarb pie. This is a phenomenal recipe. I hope you try it.